Why is he not saying anything else? Has the feds even questioned Track yet? Because, I mean, he told the world that he knew what went on and so this and so that. And so he started.
Consider a society in which loyalty is paramount and treachery carries a death sentence. However, what would happen if an insider, a reliable insider with ties to OTF, broke the code in a scenario from out of the streets of Chicago? According to reports, Lil Durk's gang has leaked disturbing information concerning the killing of FBG Duck and Trust, with Durk's name clearly visible. According to The Spy, Duck was hunted down and wasn't just a random target. We uncover a compelling account of what transpired the day Duck lost his life, the reality they never intended you to hear, and point to connections that might send shockwaves through the rap industry. What part did King Von play before his death, and how deeply does this conspiracy resonate with us?
What we stand on, man, we stand together, man. The streets rocking with it, man. The trenches rocking with it. I don't want to be an A-list artist. I don't want to do all that shit. We got want to be like us. Want to be the streets. Want to come back to the streets.
On one side, there is OTF Only, a family led by Lil Durk, one of the most successful rappers to emerge from the city's trenches. On the other, there is the FBG Flyboy Gang, which represents a different aspect of Chicago street culture, with FBG Duck as his audacious and unrepentant voice. The streets of Chicago have always been a battlefield where rivalries aren't just about music, they're about survival.
You know me.
Yeah, I know you.
You know what I'm saying? I don't put other in what I got going on with the next man. You see
You
what
never
I'm saying?
have, and that's why I respected you.
You see
you
me?
know?
So it's like, if they feel like they gotta show them that much respect, well, we ain't gonna
You don't want to with them anyway.
Right.
Basically, you don't want to me anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it ain't really about we with Durk, so we ain't gonna with him.
Right.
Cause you ain't grow up with Durk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't grow up with Durk. Y'all been knowing Durk about 2-3 years or something like that.
Right.
3, 4, however long it's been.
Right.
You ain't from where he from.
Right.
You don't owe him no loyalty.
For many years, tensions reached their peak on August 4th, 2020, when FBG Duck was shopping in Chicago's affluent Gold Coast, when a flurry of gunfire broke out in broad daylight. Bullets sprayed across the crowded street, striking him multiple times. He fought on the pavement, but it proved fatal. These two factions exchanged diss tracks, intensifying a war that was far more real than entertainment.
Well, you should have told somebody what all these he was in the...
Hey, y'all, what's going on? I'm here. I'm in the Gold Coast. I'm in the Gold Coast right now. And man, I was just riding my bike, y'all. I'm just riding my bike. Man, we need to take they FBG Duck, man. I don't know who man. I just ran into this, y'all. Man.
The attack's savagery astounded the city. It wasn't a drive-by on a street corner. Rather, it took place in one of Chicago's most affluent neighborhoods, right under the surveillance of security cameras and upscale stores. Rumors circulated right away, with many speculating that OTF was responsible for the crime and Lil Durk's involvement becoming more and more prevalent every day.
5 alleged Chicago street gang members now facing federal charges in connection with the death of a local rapper downtown. The charges announced today by the U.S. Attorney, who says social media played a role in this case. Our Patrick Elwood live at the Dirksen Federal Building now with...
Why didn't he speak out for some? To others, his silence felt like a confession. It was the calm before a storm that nobody could foresee. But in Chicago, when people are talking on the streets, someone always pays attention.
Damn, we know y'all ain't gangsta, y'all on the internet. We know y'all ain't gangsta, y'all ain't trying to do that. Ain't no more FB.
Betrayal that originates from within is the most painful. Being a member of OTF's trusted circle and well known on the streets for his connections to Lil Durk's camp, the insider who would eventually break the silence wasn't just anybody. His choice to speak up wasn't about betraying his group. Rather, it was about surviving in a game where careless words frequently have deadly consequences.
Any thoughts on him? Like, did you know him?
Who Duck?
Did you know him before? Like everything?
Like that. I don't know. On game. All I know, don't say that about Troy or rest in peace, Duck. On game. So like, you got anything about FBG Duck? You know what I'm saying? You know, don't say shit about Troy. That's it. Don't say shit about Troy. Get that guy over there.
The snitch, whose name is kept secret for obvious reasons, revealed shocking information. He disclosed that a $100,000 bounty had been placed on FBG Duck's head. According to his testimony, this bounty wasn't just street talk. It was actual money that was allegedly directly linked to OTF leadership. The testimony told a terrifying story of how tensions between OTF and FBG had reached a boiling point, and how Duck's increasingly brazen disses and tracks, like dead bodies, painted a target on his back. The informant claimed that the bounty was a response to growing disrespect. The streets were aware of the stakes, but when a prominent figure like FBG Duck was taken down in one of Chicago's most secure areas, it felt more like a military operation than a random act.
Ain't no lighter? That'll stop him, man. People like old video scenes and old everything. Ain't no lighter? Hey, let me see the kid grab a light out the trunk. Sweet now. Cool light.
Real VV, stupid man. No.
Even though the streets were under a code of silence, technology doesn't lie, and it didn't take long for digital breadcrumbs to start revealing the truth about FBG Ducks. What makes this testimony even more devastating is how it broke the unspoken code of gang loyalty. The snitch not only named names, but also detailed the planning that went on behind the scenes. He knew that speaking out would put a target on his own back, but he spoke anyway, forcing the truth into the spotlight at any cost. Rum in red. This wasn't a random hit. The precise timing and route revealed a planned attack down to the second. 2 cars were seen speeding away from the scene after Duck was taken down, according to footage captured by surveillance cameras placed throughout the city. Investigators tracked their movements back to A Block, Chicago's notorious hub for gang activity and home to some of Lil Durk's most devoted affiliates.
Cheryl, tonight, friends say it was a Chicago rapper who was down here on one of Chicago's ritziest street. They say 2 other people were...
However, the cameras only provided a portion of the story. Phone records became the unassailable silent witnesses. Authorities discovered conversations and location data that connected important suspects to the crime scene and to each other's. Messages exchanged in the hours leading up to and following the incident. This web of digital connections further implicated individuals closely associated with OTF. Then came the spending spree. Days after Duck's death, some of the suspects were spotted showing off their newfound wealth, including expensive cars, designer clothing, and luxury goods. Authorities believe that this was a direct payoff linked to the bounty placed on Duck's life. No amount of street loyalty could undo the damaging narrative that Trails crafted.
Alleged members of Chicago's O Block gang have been convicted in the 2020 of a rapper known as FBG Duck. Duck's real name was Carlton Weekly. He was shopping on Oak Street in the Gold Coast. The Tribune reports it took the jury 2 days to arrive at a verdict. The 6 convicted suspects are men between the ages of 24 and 34. All 6 were convicted of conspiracy to commit and in the aid of. 5 of them were also convicted of using a gun when Weekly was shot. Prosecutors say the men targeted Weekly as part of a long-running gang dispute.
A federal indictment accusing 5 men related to A Block was unsealed in October 2021, as investigators were putting the pieces of the evidence together. Charles C. Murder Liggins, Carlos loses out on Kenneth Kenny Mac Robertson's offer. Marcus Muop Smart and Christopher Seong Thomas were charged, but the fallout continued. FBG Lena Weekly, Duck's mother, sued Lil Durk and his label for wrongful death. OTF. According to the lawsuit, Duck's Red Rum was planned by a gang enterprise that was financed and advertised through music sales, and Durk was named as the head who gave financial support and influence.
When I go home and tell my grandkids that their father, justice, has been served, that's gonna be a big burden lifted off my shoulder.
Meanwhile, there was a sharp divergence in popular opinion. Social media was ablaze with contentious debates and hashtags. Lil Durk supporters rejected the accusations as unfounded, citing his career as evidence. Evolution and a family-oriented perspective.
Jury in Chicago has found 6 gang members guilty for carrying out the brazen murder of drill rapper FBG Duck in August of 2020 right in the Gold Coast. The jury of 5 men and 7 women have remained anonymous during the trial out of fear of their lives. They deliberated for close to 16 hours over the course of 3 days before reaching a verdict. During the trial, prosecutors outlined a gang feud that was brewing for a week before the rapper was shot. 6 men were convicted of murder in the aid of and conspiracy to commit murder. That carries a life sentence. FBG Duck, whose real name is Carlton Weekly, leaves behind young children. His mother says justice has been served.
I just want to thank the United States government for doing a very good job on making sure that these guys would never hurt another mom or another child again.
And now that Durk is in jail for the planned takeout on Quando Rondo, the prosecution is investigating all other people connected to Durk, including FBG Duck's case. It will only be a matter of time until we find out who actually took out Duck. But if more evidence surfaces connecting his finances or leadership to O-Block's actions, his legal battles may only get more intense. But do you think that street loyal is worth the cost when lives are on the line? Or is justice finally catching up to a dangerous underworld that is concealed by beats and lyrics? Please share your thoughts in the comments section, and remember to subscribe for more Captain